Guys, Max86 here, back for one last time for the Trails in the Sky C80% Glitchless tutorial. We beat Amalthea, we did our menuing for the final boss, now we're going in. Okay, so the first phase of the first boss is Richard, which you try to get a great first turn, but it's not always guaranteed depending on turn order. We're going in with Estelle if you're reading the notes, which is without Aerostorm on Estelle. I find she's a better utility character than damage. I tend to focus on that, which I believe is more important. Alright. So, Joshua's first turn, Soul Blur. And Aerostorm with Estelle, or Shara. Richard's gonna move up here. Now these two skills are gonna get cancelled, so when you're charging arts, these copy bots use AA Canceller, which cancels the arts. Chloe in Richard fight is a camphor spam, so you're gonna camphor one of the copy bots, or the cancel bots, whatever their name are. I usually do the left one. Okay, with Estelle, you're going to cast Morale.
Come on.
Okay, so here's this thing about this turn order. You notice how at this point in the fight, Joshua goes first and then Shara comes after. This is what we want. So Estelle's Barrage does a ton of damage, but only if you're using it at 200 CP. So we're going to use a Special Ice Cream proxy. Which means we're going to use this Special Ice Cream with Joshua on her, and then we'll immediately cast both their crafts. So we'll do this. There we go. And then you'll use Barrage on the weakened down enemy. Now you usually look for a crit turn because it does almost 1,000 more. So with Shara now, we'll use Heaven's Kiss and bring everybody in the front, and then we'll use her S-Craft right after. So here we go, and you'll also use it on the bot. This time there's a bit of a damage up, so that's good. There we go. Okay, so this bot should die or very close to Joshua and Estelle. So you want to camphering the right side bot now. So here, because Richard is in range, you'll use White Gehenna like this. And with Estelle, you'll use Earth Lance on it. Now, with bad damage rolls or no damage, he might die, but most of the time he will. There we go. So that's phase one. The second phase is taking down the other bot. Now he gave us a freebie where he moved down close to Richard. And by the way, Richard's worst move is White Gehenna because he can seal enemies, seal us. In this case he didn't. But the reason why this is good is now we can do a bit of damage on Richard and the bot. Normally you want to focus on the bot. So with Estelle, you don't have any AoE, so you'll use Earth Lance. Earth Lance is our go-to attack for single use. Okay, he just used his smash, which means he's probably going to break somebody's proxy. Estelle's good, so Estelle, Shara, or Chloe, both of them, all three of them have 2 proxies, so you want to, if you're lucky, Joshua's proxy will last, but it's very rare. So now we use Camphor again. So that's pretty much Chloe's job, so don't spam her S-Craft in this fight. To heal, rely on the proxies, because she needs to keep that CP for that. She's not doing any damage. So here, I'm going to use Joshua's S-Craft. You want to use it early enough in the fight because we need to build it again. here's a good example where I could normally use another Heaven's Kiss to bring our party up front, but we don't have enough, so we're just gonna Arrow Storm these guys. And it's gonna get cancelled. That's perfectly okay. We're just gonna cast it again. What's gonna happen? So Shara does quite a bit of magic damage, not as much as Chloe, but pretty close. So she's like our second damage dealer. Okay, so Earthland's gonna get cancelled. We'll just recast that. So now he's almost dead, so what I'm going to do is camp for Richard. This. I'm going to do a nice Arrow Storm here to make sure to get these two. There we go. Sometimes he can feint you there, he didn't. So now I'm going to switch my Slag because we're headed into the third phase of this fight, which is when only Richard is remaining. So this remaining phase is pretty simple. We're going to camper with Chloe and we're going to spam Earthlance with our 3 characters. Earthlance is our best, like fast animation, single attack, good damage, good mana use, and it's like our speed solo damage attack. Plus it's really fast to go into the menu to do it with all characters. It's the added bonus. Just right down, or just right with Joshua. So as you can see, the Camphor just ran out, so we're gonna put that right back on. Now Camphor can miss, which completely foils the plan of this fight. So do the Richard fight in heavy repetition. Because it can change. So as you can see with this, it does barely any damage, which is really nice. So going back to the Earthlance here. Almost dead here now. You don't need to heal for this fight because you are full health after this fight. Now don't spam Shara's skill coming out of here because we need some CP in the other fight. Same for Estelle. Okay, so he broke Joshua's only proxy puppet. We were hoping to avoid that, but he decided otherwise. But that's a common scenario. Right. So now you just finish him down. Earthlance on Cheryl will be a nice 1500. There you go. And that's it for Richard. That was a pretty good Richard fight. You know, just 2 proxies lost, one on Estelle, one on Joshua. Could have been a lot worse. So we just need to remember that Joshua has to be protected. He can easily die. And he's really important. So now we're going to Reverie 1. There's 2 phases to Reverie. This is the easiest of the 3 fights in my opinion. As long as you stay on script, nothing really bad can happen. You only need to make a decision on when you put your earth walls up and when you bind with Shara to cancel the forceps' attacks. So you're full 8 magic and full health going into this fight. Your CP amount remains to where it was though. So you can't do anything here unless you use an S-Craft, which you shouldn't. He's always gonna get this cheap shot in. Okay, so here's what. So the left side bicep, the red one, is immune to magic, and the blue one to the right is immune to physical attacks. So because we use arts, we're going to take down the other one, get him out of the way. So we're going to use White Gehenna with Joshua to hit both like this. Same thing with Cheryl. We'll use Arrow Storm. Doesn't matter if you target the left one or not, we're going to keep it alive as long as you touch the other two. Chloe, you'll go Blue Impact on the right forcep, and with Estelle you'll use Morale, boost up these attacks. So the two forceps are going to move in now. The left one is going to attack somebody, no big deal. No. Okay, with Chloe's turn 2 is the same, so Blue Impact on this one. With Shara, it would be Earth Lance on it, or in this case Arrow Storm. As you can see, Arrow Storm should be able to reach both, so I usually use Arrow Storm. Now here's where it differs with Joshua. As you can see, White Gehenna is too short of a range to get him here, so we'll use Earth Lance on the right forcep. And all of this should be enough to kill it. If he doesn't die to this Earth Lance, he's going to die to the Arrow Storm. And it's going to be the Arrow Storm. So that's like the first 2 turns of Reverie. And here we go. And then you want to start thinking about putting Earth Wall up with Estelle, because he's going to start charging an attack more than likely here. But he decided to shoot again. So we'll put Earth Wall up anyway. That's Estelle's job, making sure our team is protected. Now this right forcep we're not going to kill. We have to pay attention on when he lands his attacks. In this case he's going to land one, but we have Earth Wall up anyway, so we don't care, so we're going to do Earth Lance the boss. So the main skill that we have to worry about with the left side forcep here is Diamond Dust. It's random what he casts, but Diamond Dust seems to come around a lot. Bone Impact is like the weakest one, so... Okay, we blocked it, but it's kind of a waste. Okay, so here's the attack that we want to block. So we'll put Earth Wall right back up. So as you can see with Estelle, that's why I don't like using Arrow Estelle, because she becomes a very heavy utility character. So I find like we don't get that much of a chance to use it anyway. So we continue damaging the boss as much as we can. You don't want to use S-Craft on Joshua here. And on Shara, preferably you keep it for the Bind Whips, which we'll showcase here in a moment. So this thing, when it charges, you can cancel his attack with Shara, and he has to start all over again as charging, which lets you continue your focus. So here our Earth Wall is up. There's nothing dangerous in the horizon, so we used Earth Lance with Estelle. So I'm going to do a Bind Whip here just to show you guys what it does. So if I Bind Whip this guy while he's charging his attack, it's going to cancel his magic. which he hates. So he's gonna get another turn again soon, but he's gonna have to charge his magic again. There we go. As you can see, we get a lot more turns in. Our Earth Wall is up again, so it's worth canceling it. Now here it's specifically important to cancel it. As you can see in the turn order, the charge attack comes almost immediately after it's cast, so we don't want that thing to remove our shield, and I apologize, I thought my shield was up. We'll have to improvise here. We're gonna use Heaven's Kiss. So Heaven's Kiss will bump everybody back up.
This ought to perk you up.
So we're gonna try to get a bit more damage on this boss. With Estelle, we're gonna put the Earth Wall up. So we're taking a chance here that this is not Diamond Dust. And this will be close to the time that we need to consider using Chloe's Blue Impact to heal before the fight ends. Okay, so it's Spiral Flyer, which is exactly what we'd want. As you can see, you can use without Earth Wall here to... Okay, I noticed that the fight's almost done. I want to be healed before here, so I canceled Chloe's attack. And I'm going to heal using her S-Craft. Because I want to go into the other fight full. It's going to delay this fight a little bit. That's okay. I could use Shara's S-Craft here to finish, but might as well play it safe. So our health, our mana, and everything finishes. So here we're going to take down the boss. We're not going to worry about the charging attack because he only has a little bit of HP left. There we go. So that's Reverie 1. So as you can see, it's not a super difficult fight. A couple things can go wrong if you get hit by the charge shots. Now we're switching to our Reverie 2 page. Reverie 2 is the most random fight of the three. He can either basically do an attack on his own, or he can spawn little ads, and little ads are annoying. So our turn 1 is always the same. So we'll do Joshua with White Gehenna. Even if there's only Reverie on the field, we'll use White Gehenna because he'll likely spawn a little bot somewhere and we might hit it. There we go. So when he does that little buzz sound, that's when he spawns one. So here we go. We'll do White Gehenna, and you just want to put it so it hits Reverie plus something. Same with Shara. You want to do Aerostorm. Like here, Aerostorm covers a large ground, right? So maybe he'll spawn another one soon. So I just put my thing there. Chloe's job in this fight: spam Blue Impact. She's the secret damage dealer. So I use... I kind of don't want to use Morale here because of the crit, but let's do Morale. Let's stick to plan, so... We'll do Morale to strength everybody up. As you can see, they still have a fair amount of HP, and he'll probably spawn another one here. So we keep Joshua's 200 CPS craft for when there's too many of these bots on screen. And they're two separate. Like here, it's looking like a lot like that. We usually wait for bonus damage turn, or at least one AoE has hit them, because 200 CP won't quite kill one, but close. Okay. So AA Canceler unfortunately cancels our arcs, which is the first phase of the bot. Okay, so let's see here. This one's a little too far, that's annoying. So we'll do it here because we need to hit that one guy because he didn't get hit yet. We'll do something a little different here with Joshua. Now, Earth Lance this one. And Chloe doesn't change, you want to focus the art on that one. And I'm going to use his S-Craft here. I'm going to take out the 2 and the third one will be taken out by Aerostorm. So getting these bots off the map is good, but you don't want to use it too early so that you only take down like one. You're going to use it, make it worthwhile. There we go. So it's random if he wants to spawn more or not. We hope that he doesn't, because then you can focus a lot more. Now it's per turn you want to start putting these earth walls up, because he does have a lot of attacks that can one-shot you and we want to avoid them. He's like Death Rage. There we go. So Death Rage will usually kill somebody in one shot. Now here's a good turn for Shara. We can do an Earth Lance plus a 200 on him. Because we're not going to use Heaven's Kiss very much in this fight. Chloe, keep focusing. Here we go. This should be another 1,000. There we go. So we want to try to bust him out of his first phase, which is... So our Earth Wall is up for everybody except Sharon. She has a proxy, so we'll just throw in a Earth Lance with a bit of bonus damage to it. Even though it's not that much, it's that much more. There we go. Going for another... Okay. So he targeted Estelle, or Shara, as you can see, so... Really good at deciding what he wants. So now we gotta start focusing on EMP as well. As you can see, Estelle and Shara are kind of like on the low side. So soon we're gonna give Estelle her HP back. And usually we give it back to her with her own turn if there's already an Earth Wall. So we continue damaging with Chloe. She's the one that's secretly taking Reverie down. There's a first phase down, so now he can't do AA. But he starts doing more AoE attacks and charge shots. Okay. So here, like I said, we have 3 out of 4 Earth Walls up. So we're going to use EP Charge X on herself to boost up her MP again. And we're not really going to need her CP for much here, so we might as well get... She just had her turn, we might as well get a crit barrage in. Even if it's not a 200, as you can see, she does a lot of damage. So this is the majority of the fight. Obviously Death Rage targets one person, and he targets her again. So she's out of proxy. So he's aiming like a god right now. Okay, so what we can do here is we could keep going and hope he doesn't hit Shara again. Or we could safely play. I'm going to choose a safe play. I'm going to use Earth Guard on herself, which is just an Earth Wall for one person. So now everybody's kind of back on the same page where everybody's protected. So it's good that Joshua keeps being able to do damage here, so he can build up his CP again. Alright, so this is the charge we want to cover for, which is similar to the first phase of Reverie 1. So we want to block this. Now, as you can see, with Shara, let's see, 110. She can only do like 2 more arrow storms. I think this is a good time to just, since there's no bots, we'll just top her right back up. This. Okay. This fight is going really well. It's rare that he doesn't spawn this many ads. Of course, I get the god fight when it's a tutorial. So here we want to put Earthwall back up with Estelle, because many people just lost it. Crits are always welcome. So here only, well, we had the Earthwall, so you might as well put it back up on everybody. And with her, you still do the blue impact. Okay, now he's doing Annihilation, which when there's no ads and everything, that's perfect. It's a strong attack that will kill everybody, but as long as you get your earth walls in here, everything is safe. So you just want to continue focusing down Reverie. Again, we're going back to Earth Lance for our characters for solo damage. Let's see. So as you can see here, if I do Earth Lance, she goes right after. Or Earth Wall. So we're going to charge our Earth Wall, so as soon as we lose it here, she'll put it right back up. Which is the good play. Estelle does the lowest damage of us all, so anytime you can use her for utility purpose instead, it's never a bad play. As you can see, this attack just takes a long time. I believe it kills everybody except Shara, and even then I'm not sure Shara might die. So as you can see, his defense is down after this. It doesn't necessarily mean to put your own guard down, because he can do other attacks really quick right after. So I say usually stick to plan. Now we have a Chloe backup, so her revive has been charged up again. Okay, so we just broke him out of his second phase. Now we're in the final phase, which is more of what we just saw. So he's going to primarily do Annihilation or spawn bots. There's Annihilation. So this is what we want. When you spawn bots, then you have to stick away from plan. This is perfect. We're actually going to use Joshua's S-Craft here to do some damage, which is a risk because he could spawn bots later. But he's low enough that we're starting to get him to the end. Okay, what I'm going to do with Shara here is I'm going to have him kiss our characters in front of the Annihilation. So we'll get a couple more turns in. It's not like super worth it in this case because they don't do that much damage compared to Shara, so like it wasn't that great of a trade-off. But it did bring Chloe back up to the top, and Chloe's worth it. So this is like the easiest rep fight you'll ever have. Do some reps, because if there's too many bots on screen that you didn't take care of, it can get really out of hand quick. I've had 16 bots in a Reverie fight. I think we had 3 in this fight, maybe 4. Right. So stick to plan. Now here's where you could consider using Earthwall with Joshua. I don't know what he's gonna do there, but if he charges Annihilation again, it can go pretty quick. There he goes. So as you can see, Estelle's turn is kind of close to where Annihilation starts. So in the final phase, I'll consider using Earth Wall, using Shara or Joshua as a backup. Back to the solo damaging. This is nice, so this is a bonus damage, and this is a bonus damage. So this deck does waste a lot of time, but at the same time, if he doesn't have any bots, you're landing a lot more attacks focused on him, so it is nice. This boss is just about dead. We're gonna do a little something fun here. I'm gonna proxy ice cream Estelle, and I'm gonna use her. I'm gonna get her to 100 CP and use her barrage. I don't know if it's enough to kill him, but we're just trying this out. Here we go, 1300. And he's dead. I had other characters going after. So that's a good play sometimes. Yeah, that's Reverie 2. That was probably the easiest Reverie 2 you'll ever see. But do some reps of these 3 fights. You have to make some decision making all the time and pay attention to the turn order. Celestial Bombs if somebody with a proxy died, or use Chloe's S-Craft. If you had a lot of bots, you probably used a lot of Aerostorm with this Shara, so you'll probably have to use an EP Charge X on her as well. Cassius rescues us. So apparently you can just kill this thing super easy. Just take its head off. I'm going to switch our slide here for a little bit. It's not time right after you, there's still like 7 or 8 minutes of text and a few things to do. Here we get promoted from junior bracer to regular bracers like everybody else in the group here. So we basically graduated as a bracer. Now we can take on more difficult ranked missions, which sets up a second chapter. gain control of our characters real soon here. There you go. So you're going to leave the groundsel area. And you go to the central part of East Block where the benches are. Right here. You'll select option 2. There's a whole bunch of festival stuff if you play casually that you can do here, but whenever you come here and select option 2, it's basically to go to endgame, which is what we want. Just more text here with Weissman. Estelle's still clueless about, you know, Joshua being a killing machine and being manipulated to an extent here. So he's going to tell her that at the end of the game, which sets up second chapter as well. So we're going to gain control of Estelle real soon here to do basically the final inputs of the game. Light, so you'll exit this room and go up these stairs. Go to the bottom left. Up these stairs. And there's Joshua. Time is about a minute after you get here. A little bit more than a minute. Poisons her, and you'll be gone for start second chapter. Time is when it says goodbye Estelle on the fade here. And time. Alright. That's Trails in the Sky FC. I hope you've enjoyed this series of videos and the run overall, learning it, if you are learning it. If you have any questions, make sure to contact me. If you see some mistakes either in the video guides or in the save states package that's going to be released, and as well as the notes document, all that will be available through the speedrun.com website of the game. Make sure to contact me. I'm Manix86 across everything: Discord, Twitch, Twitter, and yeah, it's been a journey to get here, but I'm happy that I've created it, and I hope that it's going to serve at least one person, because this is an awesome game and I think it deserves some attention. One thing I want to mention, I did mention it like way back in the first video, but that was a good time to remind. So if you're more interested in running turbo or, you know, a different category, these strats still apply. Just turbo, you run faster and you get through tests faster and stuff like that. And there's more soft locks and stuff that you have to learn that's not apparent in this run. But like the strats on like how to fight the bosses and which gear you should get and what should be your menuing, turn orders, etc. All that can apply to a different category at this point in time. Right, that'll be the end of the video. I ranted long enough. Again, thanks for watching and enjoy speedrunning.